Today, Wednesday, the 29th of April 2009, presents a bizarre story. The Tory party has such a desire to be in power for the 2010 Winter Games that they seek to have the NDP and the Bloc Québécois support them in the interval. On Wednesday, Parliament witnessed a bizarre move when the Conservatives voted in favor of a bloc motion that transfers $2.6 billion to Quebec and allows the province to administer its own sales tax. If we wanted to vote for the Bloc Québécois in power, we could have done so, I suppose, if we lived in Quebec. But the Conservative Party is doing everything it can to satisfy the demands of the Bloc and the NDP, neither of whom were elected by the people of Canada to govern in any way or even coming close. So what Western Canada has now been faced with is an allegedly conservative leader, Stephen Harper, who was once a young liberal, I understand, actually behaving in such an opportunistic manner that he desires to give the voters of Quebec $2.6 billion, God knows how many more in the course of a year they'll have, basically to keep him in power until he can celebrate the 2010 Olympics. Incidentally, what I'm quoting from in the early part of this commentary was from CTV News at 10:09 p.m. on the 29th of April. What I'm telling you now is really nothing particularly new, but the Liberal Party, the Conservative Party, have always been on their knees to Quebec. And this situation has never changed, and electing a Conservative leader is opportunistic and totally without principle, as Stephen Harper, changes nothing. And Western Canadians who think that a Conservative from Calgary is suddenly going to do something that will change the equation in Ottawa are naive in the extreme. So, what this demonstrates, and it's the most bizarre thing I've ever heard, that the Parliament of Canada would see Conservatives vote in favor of a bloc motion to give Quebec $2.6 billion. Is that the price of keeping the Conservatives in power until the Olympic Games? They were, in fact, at that time, a frivolous exercise in internationalism, which may actually fail in the winter of 2010. But I guess the Conservatives hope there'll be a great emotional outburst of Canadian pride, and it will see them elected once again. And the price of it all, God knows how many billions to have this great orgy of athletic events in Whistler, and of course we must bribe the people of Quebec with $2.6 billion, and all will be well, and the Conservatives will continue to be in power. Once again, my friends, this is another good reason why the people of Quebec deserve better than to be sold into bondage for money, as is exactly what the Bloc is doing. They're bargaining for money, and keeping Quebec in Canada is the price that the West pays for keeping the Conservatives in power. It's all a big con game. And unfortunately, until Canadians realize this, it will continue to place greater tax burdens on all of us, but particularly in the West. So this demonstrates once again a very good reason why we have to free the West. Thank you.